Hello and welcome to PowerDrift. My name is Varun and today we are going to talk about the new Himalayan 450. Now earlier this year we saw what seems to be a leaked image of the Himalayan, but yesterday for the very first time, and we did post this on our social media as well, testing mule, caught in action, lots of things to talk about, and we're going to start off with the engine. Obviously the one thing that people are expecting the new Himalayan to have is more power. But when you look at what the Himalayan has been right from its inception in 2016 to what it is today, from BS3 to BS6, obviously there's been a ton of refinement over the years. But what it also has harped on is a lot of low and mid-range torque. And we've said this in a lot of our videos as well. What the Himalayan actually misses right now is top-end power. Now, extracting 40 bhp, 45 bhp out of a single cylinder motorcycle is obviously possible. Other manufacturers have already done it. But when you do that, you compromise on torque. And what Royal Enfield wants to do is make this an evolution of the current Himalayan. So with our assumption, we think that this is going to still focus on a lot of low and mid-range torque. And with that, expecting a realistic figure somewhere between 35 to 38 bhp seems possible. And when you do that, you can still retain some of the low and bottom end torque. Moving on to the gearbox, is this going to be a 5-speed or a 6-speed? Well, that doesn't really matter, but considering how modern motorcycles are and modern engines are, expecting a 6-speed gearbox and have the ability to just shift into the final gear and be out there comfortably cruising between 100 and 120 kilometers per hour should not be a problem. Also, this is going to be liquid cooled, and that is why you do not see any kind of fins on the cylinder head. And knowing how small and compact this radiator looks, expecting 45 or anything above 40 bhp, well, you should hold on to that thought. Now, with the spy shots that we see, we cannot really confirm if this is a trolley frame, but different mounting points, hopefully better structural integrity is what we expect from the new Himalayan 450. Moving on to the equipment that the Himalayan will offer, obviously you're looking at USD fork. I assume this is going to be slightly fatter or thicker in size. The current Himalayan gets 41 mm. Telescopic forks, I'm expecting this to be at least 43 mm. And having a USD fork will mean it should have slightly better handling ability as well. Now, just to sort of talk about the other things, the things that will continue from the Himalayan, obviously you will get a 21-inch front, 17-inch rear. The expectations are that it will have a tubeless spoke setup, but considering how expensive that setup is, we will continue to see a tube setup both on the front as well as the rear. Now, the other things that are in focus here, especially with the spy pic that was spotted yesterday, you got to get split seats for sure. Now, this bike was caught testing with a whole lot of luggage, which means you can see some part of the side panniers. Obviously, you can see a top box as well. Now, that is something that was not seen on the current Himalayan, and all of these things should be offered as accessories once the motorcycle rolls out. Now, if you zoom in closely towards the front, you'll also see a heat sink below the headlamp, which indicates that this might be an LED unit. The one thing that sort of feels a little weird is obviously the placement of the instrument cluster. Now, with what we see from this side, this looks like a unit that is going to be borrowed from the Meteor and the Scram. Now, is this going to be digital, or will this have some kind of mix in a form of an analog digital dash, is something that we don't know yet. But obviously more pictures should reveal that story too. The final two things that I want to close this subject off with, one is going to be the pricing, second is going to be the availability. Now, when you look at the current price of the Himalayan, it's about 2.14 lakh rupees ex-showroom, and seeing how Royal Enfield has actually priced their products in the past, it's sort of unmatched in that territory. So expecting the Himalayan 450 to be around the 2.5 lakh rupee mark, I think it's going to be a safe bet. As far as the launch goes, there is no official statement obviously from Royal Enfield's side, but we're expecting the motorcycle to be launched sometime next year, hopefully by around March or April, because Royal Enfield already has a really busy year, because you've got the Super Meteor, the Shotgun, and the Hunter, as well as the Bullet, that's already lined up for the year 2022. So this is what we expect out of the Himalayan 450, but obviously expectations on one end, reality on the other. I'm sure there will be a lot more spy shots that will roll out, and when they do, we'll keep you guys updated with what we see and with what we know. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, then please type in those questions in the comment section below and we'll be more than happy to answer it for you. If you want to share this with your friends, do tap the share button. If you like what you see, then hit the like button too. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Varun Painter and I will see you later.